there everyone, my name is Sandy and I work at the Wallaceburg Library Branch, and today I'm going to show you how to weave. And in order to do this at home, you don't need very many supplies at all. It's really simple. You're going to use a piece of cardboard. You will need a pair of scissors, and with your scissors you're going to cut little slits in the bottom of your cardboard, and they're not very long. They're probably like a centimeter or so, and you're going to do one end, you're going to flip it over, and you're actually going to do the bottom. After that, of course, you're going to use yarn, a whole bunch of different shades and colors if you would like. And you will need a darning needle of some sort. This is a plastic one with a hole in the end, and it's not super sharp, and that's why I like to use these. You can use different things as well, but this is the easiest to use. And it's easier for children to actually stick the little yarn in the bigger hole at the bottom. So if you can gather up your supplies, I'm going to show you how to do this. All right, so hopefully you will have lots of success doing your weaving. And don't worry, I mean, the one thing that I love about art and weaving is that there are no mistakes, and you're going to learn as you go along, and you'll learn tips and tricks, and there's lots of different places you can look on the internet. But the big thing is that at the public library here in Chatham-Kent, we do have a weaving kit, and it included is actual looms that you can use to practice your skills. So if you want to take one of those out, you know where to find us. Come and visit us at the Chatham-Kent Public Library. All right, everyone, so I'm going to show you step by step from the very beginning on how to actually set up your cardboard weave. You're going to take your yarn, and I do usually cut a large long piece for this one because you have to, as I call it, string up your yarn. So you start in the very first hole and kind of just tuck that yarn in there so it doesn't move. You go over the top in the first slit and you wrap it. So essentially you're just wrapping your cardboard back and forth and over the top. I want to say keep it a little bit tight, but not so tight that you can't slide your needles underneath. These are your warp strings, as they call them. And so your weaving size is based on the size of your cardboard. So this one would be great for a little coaster to put your coffee cup on, to hang on your wall. Maybe you have a dollhouse you want to stick it in. But again, based on your cardboard. So this one, I just strung it up to show you the different sizes, but you can make it any size that you want. You can make it a square, an 8 by 10, 10 by 12, whatever you want for your project. So now that you have this done, you're going to start actually weaving. So I did cut some smaller pieces. I just loop it through the hole. So just like you're just gonna start sewing with your needle, you've got the yarn through the hole. I don't put a knot in the bottom. It's not necessary. So when you start a weave, you always start near the bottom. And as you can see, in case you were wondering, you don't need to tie off the bottom at the moment. This is basically all that you need. You start with your needle and you go under the first string, over the next one, under, over, under, over, and under and over. And you do it all the way across the bottom. And you basically just pull it through. Now, for the very first one, I would suggest you do make a knot at the very bottom. And the only reason is just so you have your kind of your tension. So here it is, it's all ready to go. Now the key to weaving is when you go back, on this one I went right to left, and then now I'm gonna go left to right. So you have to, because this is over the last one, you have to go underneath, and then you go over and under, over and under, back across. Now, the key when you do this, and I will show you, is you're getting your very first 2 strings. Now, if you notice, if I pull super hard, this starts happening. So you don't want to do that. You have to kind of keep the tension going across light. The reason being, and I brought just a sample, this is just a little one that I was practicing on at home. You'll see that it kind of is a little bit loopy here, and it goes in and out. And that's just because I went too tight across. So this is all the learning part that I mentioned. So don't worry about the mistakes. You will learn as you go, and there's no right or wrong. So you can keep basically going over, under, and there's a lot of different techniques as you get better equipped with doing this sort of thing and having fun. But the big thing is just to keep going over, under, across the whole weave. So you will start, it'll start, if you can see, you'll have one on top, one underneath, one on top, and you're going to keep going. Now I'm going to take the needle off because I want to show you that you can just really simply add a different color as well. I can get it in there. So what I did is I just left it loose, and I'm going to start weaving right on top, over, under. You'll be saying that in your sleep as you're going along, over, under, and whoa. And now I just made it all crazy wonky, but we'll fix that. Oh, and look, I pulled it all the way through. Mistakes, practice. Okay, let's get this going again. Normally when I do this, I'm not trying to explain as I'm going along. Okay, there we go. So we pulled it through. Now the fun thing is when you do a weave, and to get those awesome color combinations, which I love so much, is that I used a navy blue string here, and then I thought it would be fun just to do the blues together. But you will notice as you're doing this, you get a really cool pattern starting to emerge. So just the big thing with this is just have fun, keep practicing, going over and under. I can explain lots of different other techniques, but you will find so many on different YouTube. There's books on weaving and so on and so forth. But it just goes to show you that you can kind of get like a really cool pattern between these colors. So as you get to the end, for your weaving, you wanna, it takes a while, but it's fun, and it's super relaxing. Some people just enjoy having something methodical to do, and it just kind of, for me, it's just a great pastime, and it's relaxing, and I love to be creative. But everybody has a thing that they like to do, but this is such a tried and true tradition. It's been around for centuries, and from making rugs and so on and so forth to macrame, wall hanging, so on and so forth, pillows. There's so many things that you can do once you get the basics down. You can get wall size looms, there are so many different opportunities. And okay, But now that you get to the end, the key to this sort of thing when you're actually taking it off is it's gonna start to unravel. So you have to tie the bottom and the top. And I'm gonna show you just with this one, even though it's not finished, I wanna show you before you take it off your loom. You can basically, if you can just tie a shoelace and make a knot, the easiest thing to do is just tie a little knot. This is not necessarily the best looking way to do it, but it's the easiest to learn. So on each string at the bottom and at the top, I make, basically I just tie a little knot in each of the bottom ones. And you're going to do that all the way across. And the reason that I do that is so that it doesn't fall off. After you have the top and the bottom done with these knots, you can go ahead and cut off the bottom with your scissors. And I would suggest cutting for the first time right across the very back in the middle. And the reason you want to do that is because this way you will have a fringe on the bottom, and this is what it looks like. This is the top of a wooden loom, but it's got the loops, and that kind of just holds it in place. So basically, have fun with this, enjoy, look around, look on YouTube and get some great techniques. This is just a sample of something that is I use with multiple colors, multiple textures. There's ways that you can add fringe on the bottom. There's endless possibilities. So as you're trying to get started on your weaving, have fun, enjoy it, and hopefully it's a pastime that you will have for the maybe for the rest of your life. You never know. So thanks so much for watching me do this weaving, and hopefully you will have learned something new today. Have a great day, everyone.